Okay, good morning, or good afternoon, I should say. Good evening, man. The days kind of all run together. The first thing is I want to welcome you tonight. Thank you so much for joining me for a Pen Oak meeting. I wish I could see your faces. I wish that we were all sitting together in the multi-purpose room. Man, Chargers, Pen Oak Chargers, we miss you terribly. And so I'm going to talk with you tonight, share a few things, some things on my heart, as well as some things about our plan and what we're going to do moving forward. But first of all, I just want to say thank you for joining me tonight. I appreciate it. You know, I was running yesterday and I started thinking about my time growing up. I grew up in a small town, Mineral Wells, Texas. I don't know if you know where that is. It's a small town here in Texas, about 15,000 people, has a lot of history, pretty great place to grow up. And I was thinking about my high school theater teacher. She was really cool. Her name was Betty Hawkins, and I had her for 4 years of theater, and she played Darla on the original Little Rascals. She was the original Darla, and then I had her as my theater teacher, and it was just really cool to get to be on her stage. And I remember my senior year, we were doing the UIL one-act play, Cyrano de Bergerac, and I played Mary Margaret. That was my character. And of course, in traditional style of a theater teacher, she would stand on the front of the stage and kind of spread her stuff out. She stood on the floor and all of her stuff was on the front of the stage. And she wore these reading glasses and she looked just like Darla from the Little Rascals. I know some of you kids don't remember what she looked like, but perhaps your parents or grandparents do. She looked just like Darla and she had these reading glasses. And of course, our school colors were red, white, and black because we were the Fighting Rams of Mineral Wells, Texas. And so there were these glass beads that kind of hung down from her reading glasses. So she was standing there at the front of the stage, and she had this thing about making you feel very, very special. She was relationship driven for a teacher. Maybe that's why she kind of stuck in my heart. So she's relationship driven, and she had really built it up. Here's the stage, the lights are going to come on, the set has its moment, and then the actors come on, and I had the very first line, which she made important because it was the very first line. It's the one that the judges start listening to. And it's just important. She made me feel important. And I still to this day remember what that line was. So I was supposed to come on and carry a tea tray. And my first line was, Sister Claire had more than her share of plums today. That's my line. Easy enough, right, Chargers? You could do that. Sister Claire had more than her share of plums today. I still remember it. So Miss Hawkins set the stage, lights come on, set has its moment, and then my two nun friends and I walk on from stage right, and I'm carrying my tea tray, and I say my line. Sister Claire had more than her share of plums today. Well, Miss Hawkins looked up from her reading glasses, and she went, again. Okay, so my friends and I walked back over to stage right, and we did it again. I walk out, I thought, I'll say it slightly different. Sister Claire had more than her fair share of plums today. Again. Oh, okay, we went back and tried it again. Sister Claire had more than her fair share of plums today. Again. It just kept going. So I told you already, I have this incredible respect for Miss Hawkins. I want so badly to please her, and she's made it so important, my first line and all this. And so I started getting a little flustered just a little bit myself. I didn't know exactly what she wanted, so I tried saying it louder or softer. That wasn't it. It finally reached the point where she wasn't even looking to watch me. She had her reading glasses on, and I would say my line, and she would just go, again. Okay, so finally I set the tea tray down. And I went up to her as respectfully as I could to the edge of the stage. And I said, Miss Hawkins, I don't know what you want me to do. And she took her reading glasses off and she looked at me and she said, Michelle, I don't want you to do anything. I want Mother Margaret to walk in that room with her friends, her sisters, and I want them to sit and have tea together. She grabbed my heart. Miss Hawkins then proceeded to teach me about characterization. I knew more about Mother Margaret than was ever seen on the stage. What she thought about, what was in her heart, what she ate for breakfast, what she ate for dinner, what she liked to do in her free time, what she laughed at, what made her laugh, what made her sad. She taught me about characterization. Miss Hawkins was just such an incredible teacher, and she knew how to grab a moment for me. And boy, all of these years later, that is still in my heart. And so, Chargers, I'm talking to you right now. What have you learned this year that's grabbed your heart? We were together September, October, November, December, January, February, March. You had so much time to absorb stuff together and to learn in our classrooms. What has stuck with you? I hope it's something important. I hope that at Penn Oak, we have stretched you, we have challenged you, we've maybe made you uncomfortable at times. I mean, it took a lot for Miss Hawkins to get my attention. I'm a little bit strong-willed, and she had to stretch me and make me feel uncomfortable until I finally slowed down to listen to her. And perhaps we've done that with a few of you too. So I hope that as you look back on this year, this school year, there is something that you have learned that's stuck in your heart. So here we are. I wish that we were still in that brick and mortar school, Penn Oak Middle School. And I do. Man, there are great things that happen in that building. You guys are awesome kids, and we miss you terribly. I can't even tell you how much your teachers miss you. I've had so many wonderful conversations with them, and this has been hard for us, and it's not perfect. We are moving from a brick and mortar way of learning to a distance learning, and we've almost had to do it overnight. I know it feels like maybe forever since I've seen you, but we've been working really hard, and so have you. So let's talk about at Penn Oak Middle School how we're going to do that and how it's going to look. First thing is your assignments, and I made a PowerPoint here. Here's my PowerPoint. Look at this. That's my PowerPoint. I could have made you a fancy PowerPoint and put it up here and posted it and all that, but I want to make a point that we're learning together. Some of your teachers are doing great PowerPoints. If you go to the website, hopefully you already have, and you found their teacher blogs, it's under academics, and you found your cluster in your blog, you have noticed that their assignments are posted by 10 every Monday morning. We've been talking and planning as a faculty and as a community about our best ways to service you guys, and we found that the website was probably the best place for you guys to head. So by Monday morning at 10 a.m. every Monday, you're going to find your assignments listed by your teachers. I'm going to ask you that you check in also with each one of your teachers at least once a week. Now, how can you check in with them? Well, you can do it a couple of ways. One of the ways is through Google Classroom, because that website is a launch pad for how you're going to connect and stay connected with your teacher. Most of them are using Google Classroom. Some of them are involved just with emails back and forth. Some of them have the hub. Some of them have other sites that they'll take you to. They are learning fast and furious. I've seen some of their lessons, and some of them are really cool. So, and we're learning. They just get better and better and better every week. Every day from 1 to 3, your teachers are available. They're actually available all the time. I just asked them also to be available from 1 to 3 to start doing some sessions with you where they can give you some real-time answers. And so this week, our challenge to them is to either record themselves teaching or to greet you live in a Teams chat situation. Microsoft Teams is the platform that we're using for communication and for our online instruction kind of piece. And so I've asked, or interaction. And so I've asked them to use that. Some of them have already gone live, and I've already heard about some of the discussions you guys have had, and others are headed that direction. So this week you should see their faces and hopefully hear their voices. This is what we've decided. 1 grade per week per class, right there. You got it? And it's going to be put in grade speed. So each one of your classes is going to give you at least 1 grade. Now, in this adventure, we also wanted to provide choice. So when you go to those teacher blogs, some of them have 3 or 4 or even 5 different activities that you can do. All of those are built around that critical objective, that essential objective that we have had to narrow things down and focus on for that week. We all know that you guys are all in different places. Some of you love to learn, and you are going to do all 4 or 5, plus engage with your teacher every single day from 1 to 3, and then you may even be teaching your friends also, and I think that's awesome. Others of you may not have that amount of time to be in front of a device or to be that engaged, and that's okay. We're providing choice, and at the end of this, I want you to learn something about you as a learner. And I want you to learn about your time management. I know this is hard. Remember, I already said, I wish we were in that brick and mortar building. I wish we were on green days and blue days, and here's the bell, and now you need to do this. But I think that this route is going to teach you a little bit about you and provide opportunity for us to meet the needs of every single one of our kiddos at the same time. The teachers are going to email you back. I've heard great things about how you guys are interacting with the teachers, and their goal is to answer you back within 24 hours, and some of them it's like that fast. Now you have to remember they might be on a slightly different sleep schedule than you. However, definitely reach out to your teacher and they're going to get back to you, because here's the biggie. Remember that 1 grade a week? Guess when it's due? By Sunday at 8. So you can turn it in early. Everything's due by Sunday at 8. And if you only get 1 grade a week, you want to make sure that you have gotten feedback from your teacher, that you're talking with them. Their goal is to help you really learn and hone in on that objective, that essential objective, so that grades are not a problem. You've got a whole week in each class. Let's think about it. 4 classes, math, science, English, social studies. It's based on your schedule. Most of you have a foreign language, not all, but think about the other electives you have. Fine arts, so you have a visual art or a performing art, some do, some don't. All of you have PE or dance, don't forget that, okay? And then about the other electives. Some of the other electives are not giving grades for the rest of the year, so you're gonna have to talk to your teachers to see who's given what grades and what. What we decided to do was to mainly focus on math, science, English, social studies, foreign language, fine arts, and PE and dance. Okay, so those are the main ones. It's based on your schedule. So I would guess that's probably what, anywhere from 6 to 8 classes. But if you're in doubt, email one of your cluster teachers and they'll help you figure that out. Okay, so I mentioned email, Teams meetings, Google Classroom, all of that stuff are ways that you're going to connect with your teachers. How long should it take you? We have guesstimated that your classes should take you probably 60 to 90 minutes per week per class. Per week per class, 60 to 90 minutes. Now, I know for some of you, I already said it's going to take you a little bit longer. You love to learn, you're going to try every single activity, you're going to engage with your teacher, and that's awesome. It may take you a little longer than 60 to 90 minutes. That's okay. Others of you, it may take you less, but that's the aim. All right? All right, I think that's most of it. Oh, here's a biggie. Here's a biggie, Chargers. You have to remember this. Don't forget this one. Cycle 5 ends April 9th. Okay, I asked the teachers to have all the grades in by noon on April 9th. So I need you guys to make sure that you have checked grade speed and you feel absolutely positively comfortable with your April 9th, with your cycle 5 grade. All right. If you need to talk with them, email them, communicate with them. They are sitting right now by their computers waiting to talk to you. Well, maybe not completely, but they will. They're ready to check your emails and to get back with you. They miss you terribly. I'm telling you, I've had to worry about some of them because they're working like 20 hours at a 24-hour day. They really, really miss you guys. And so if you email them, I promise you they're going to email you back. And our goal is for everybody to feel successful this time. Okay, but you got to reach out to them. All right, let me see. I see some questions coming in. Question. How many of you have mentioned lockers? I know, you missed your lockers. Maybe you set up a locker in your room. I don't know. I hope you found a spot to do your homework and to get settled as we do distance learning outside of that building. I know you miss your lockers and all your stuff is in there. Please tell me you didn't leave your lunch in there. It's okay if you did. It's all safe. Your PE locker is exactly like you left it. Your locker in your hallway in your house is exactly like you left it. We have not changed a thing. And so eventually we will get back in and you can get all the stuff out of your locker. But right now it's in there. And I am sorry if your favorite pen is in there or your favorite pencil's in there, or, I'm not sure what all's in your lockers. I'm sure some of them need to be cleaned out. But we will get back to those lockers eventually, and you will get to all your stuff. I'm just sorry we can't do it right now. I think it's the safest thing for you to stay home and for us to just be where we are at home and for you to do your assignments and such from here. Okay? But don't worry, it's all in there. Next thing I want to talk to, the parents just a little bit. Mom and Dad, this has been hard for us, and and grandmas and guardians and such. It has been hard for us, and we miss your kiddos. And I know some of you wish we had your kiddos. I've gotten some emails from you guys, and I know that y'all miss us too. And so let's talk about how we're going to work together in our continued partnership as the Pin Oak community. So I have another one of my PowerPoints here. Here's my PowerPoint. The Pin Oak website. This is where everybody is going for everything. And if you'll see on here, we have support services. So if you need some answers or some quick links or Ms. Johnson's email address or Ms. Pamari's email address, I know all of those parents have them, but if you want some quick ideas, there's some support services links on the front of the website. Another one is our teacher blogs and links. As I told the kiddos, most of the kids know how to find these. Are under the academics tab, but mom and dad and guardians and caretakers, you guys can go there also and check them out. Letters and updates. All of my letters and communication, I'm trying to do that a week at least, is available there. We're plopping those on the website as well. The link for tonight will be on there. Advo and counseling. Okay, this is the big one. Miss Rowe has been doing a great job of posting some videos and some discussions that you guys can have as a family on there. So I encourage you to check those out. We're going to continue to put things on the counseling little tab right there so that y'all can have some family discussions about things. You can use some of her videos to then springboard into a conversation maybe that you need to have. If you would like to recommend or suggest some of those, feel free to email Miss Rowe, and she will. She's building her library for sure. There's also some technology hints on there. We've had different people need some troubleshooting with some of their technology. There's some technology hints there, and of course, there's a link to GradeSpeed that's there as well, so that you can check some grades and make sure those are cleared up. It's always good too to just tell the kiddo, hey, pull up your GradeSpeed for me and let's talk about that. If you don't remember how to get access, mom and dad, but if you need to, all of those things are available. We also have a Pin Oak library. As you guys know, our library was quite the popular place. And so at the library at Pin Oak, the kiddos would all line up down the hallway every morning and at lunch wanting to go to the library and to check out books. So Miss Corso has done a great job of finding a lot of online books for our kiddos to continue to read. So make sure that you guys check that out as well. I wish the kids were in the building. I think I've already said that a few times, and I still mean it. And so parents, one of the things that I keep hearing from you guys, and I feel the same way, I'm a parent too, is how do we balance the amount of screen time our kids are getting now? Because, you know, we're pretty old-fashioned. Our kids didn't have their phones with them. We taught them to eat in the cafeteria together, to talk and to visit, to socialize. I think it's one of our fundamental principles that's just so important. And all of a sudden, they don't have that. They have to rely on their phones or, you know, whatever to communicate with their friends. I know they miss their friends too. And so I want to go ahead and encourage you to help them balance that, to help them balance out the amount of time that they're spending on the computer or with the screen in front of them. Feel free to reach out to their teachers or to their house principal or any of us on the support staff to help you if you have questions, if you have concerns, if your kiddo is spending too much time and you think there needs to be some balance. I already said it should only take 60 to 90 minutes per class per week. And so if 60 to 90 minutes per class per week, you can kind of balance that out and see how much time they should be there. Here's a big question I have right here. Is distance learning perfect? Is distance learning perfect? No way. It's not. And our teachers are smart. Oh my goodness, they have been just incredible problem solvers. They've brought dilemmas to the table. They're trying to solve their problems. They're amazing. They're kid-friendly people, and yet it's not perfect, and it's not going to be. But we are definitely learning together. Okay. Oh, I see some more questions coming in. Here's a question. How will Teams be used? Teams is the direction that instruction is appropriate. It is the supported tool of HISD. It's the one that we're going to stick with as a school and as a district. And so the teachers, we have been encouraging them to use Teams during that 1 to 3 time during the day. Now I have heard that other teachers are using it that some of the teachers are using it in the morning, some are using it in the afternoon, but I would say the majority of them are using it during that 1 to 3 time. That's how we've been using it so far, as a question and answer time for kiddos and teachers, some interaction. Some of the teachers have even posted what the question is or what they're going to be discussing as soon as they go in. We've also made sure to clear up with the kiddos that it is recorded. Everything is recorded in Teams, and so we're going to have appropriate etiquette with our time together. All right, here's a big one. And then I'll get back to another question. I found something on my notes I want to say. Hey, parents, we depend on you to talk with us. We are so, because of our clusters and because of our houses, the way they're set up, we can tell when a kid is having an off day just when they walk past us in the hall. I've heard teachers see a kid walk through the commons before and go, something's not right about that. I better go check on him. Or something, that's interesting. Let me go check on her. You know how it is, even in your own kitchen. Your kiddo walks through and opens the fridge and you're like, what's up? You just know, you read their body language. I think that's probably been the hardest thing for all of us teaching through this distance learning process is the kids aren't there always. It's hard to pick up on some of their little body language. So parents, we depend on you. If you notice your kid is really struggling or you see tears or you see a frustrated moment, that's not what we're aiming at. It means we've missed the boat. And so we need you to reach out to the teacher, to reach out to the cluster leader, to reach out to the house principal, to reach out to Ms. Rowe, our counselor, because we can so easily make adjustments. This is not the time to overwhelm we've completely missed it if we overwhelm. That's not our goal or our intention. We want to continue to challenge and to stretch and to encourage and to entice and to drop carrots for learning, to excite kids and motivate them. And so we depend on you to reach out to us, okay? Let's see, what else? Intent to return forms. I hear some of you asking about that. Yeah, all the deadlines are changed. We had to change and we're going to have to be flexible on that. I don't know all the right answers yet with School of Choice and how that's going to work. Pin Oak is unique because we are an application-only school. Right now, we're planning on all of you returning, minus 8th graders. We'll talk about that in just a minute. But we do need your intent to return form. So remember I said on the Pin Oak website what you can find? One of the things that I should have put on here is your intent to return form. If you look kind of down on the bottom of that front page, there's an intent to return form there. You can fill it out and send it to us online. Obviously, we're not going to be in the building for a little while, but you can send that to us online. Please send it to Philip Neal or Miss Wood-Gist, Mary Wood-Gist. Both of their emails are available on the website, but Philip Neal or Miss Gist, or if you can't remember either of those, send it to me and I'll forward it to them. But we need your intent to return form and then the documents that go along with that. All right, I see a question here. Oh my goodness, what about graduation or promotion? I don't know yet. I don't know. I do know that schools are set right now not to return until May 4th. And that came from the district. That doesn't come from me. I don't get to make those decisions. And so I promise and assure you, though, that we'll try to keep you updated along with the district as we find out things. But that's what I know right now. I've had a few people ask me about course selections. Don't worry, we are already planning for course selections. That's not going to be a problem. 8th graders, we're going to help you with your course selections to go to high school. We're in contact with the high schools that you guys are going to, and so we'll make sure that they have your names and that contact information, and we'll guide you with some of those choices as well as their counselors. You do not have to worry about that. You will still get to make your course selections going to high school. Don't panic. 6th and 7th graders, we're going to help you guys with your course selections, and even our incoming 6th graders, we're going to help with that. It's not a problem, and it's actually okay to do it this way because it's a form that can be done online. And so we'll either do it with you online, or the house principals will literally pick up the phone and call you if they have to or they need to talk with you about classes and selections. Don't worry about that. We won't worry about that until May, okay? So you guys are good to go with that. Here's a good question. Can you guys choose any of the 4 to 5 assignments? I had a teacher ask that too. She said, if we're only giving 1 grade, what do we do about the other assignments? Because, you know, they've given you several different assignments on there. I asked the teachers to make sure that they star the one that's for the grade. All right. So if you're in doubt or it's unclear on there, make sure that you ask them. Now, a few of them have kind of like chunked the assignment, so they're kind of building it. I know that I don't want to say that's cheating, but a few of them have kind of chunked it so that they're building to one assignment. But I would ask them, which part do I get my grade on if it's unclear? Because I did ask them to star that part. Speaking of star, one of your questions here I'm seeing is, will there be STAR testing? No STAR testing this year. We are not going to STAR test this year. You do not have to worry about it. Even the high school courses are not going to take the end of course exams for these classes. The kiddos will automatically have credit for that on their high school transcript. So you do not have to worry about STAR testing this year. I hope that alleviates some pressure. We still have learning to do at Pin Oak, as well as many of the other schools in HISD. We teach way past that test. And so we still have some essential objectives that we want to cover with you guys so that we can stretch that out every minute possible, but you don't have to worry about it. Let's see. Most of the rest of this, we can't, oh, here's a good question, and I'm really missing it too. What about dance and cheer tryouts? I totally agree. Think of all the fun things in the spring that we're not getting to do right now. Don't worry, we're gonna do them. I was already talking with some of the dance and cheer instructors, and if we have to, we'll wait and do them this summer, or we can do them in August. We haven't made any final decisions yet on some of that stuff, because remember, right now we're only out till May 4th. So I will definitely update you guys on that as we have a clearer picture about how long we're going to be out. But don't you worry, we're still going to have dance and cheer tryouts, band and theater, and all of the performing arts groups are excited to audition their students for those next level of classes. And so don't worry, Chargers, we'll have plenty of time together, even if it's not until August, to work through that stuff. But right now, the word is only out till May 4th. So we're gonna hang with that. All right, I am gonna put out, let me see in my notes. I think I've gotten everything that I needed to tell you guys in my notes. I know that there are still lots of questions coming in, which is great. I'm going to do a question and answer sheet that I'll post on the website. So tonight I'll go through and answer some of these questions, maybe put some of them together because some of them are the same. And I'll get you guys sometime this week a question and answer thing on the website. So see, that's another thing we can put on here, question and answer from Ms. Shoulders, for all of the questions that you've asked tonight. This is what I want you to hear me say. We miss you. Please be safe. Please be safe. Try to get along well with your family. Be a helper. You guys are so sweet and polite at school. I know that when our officers, or when one of us is helping at the crossing guard, crosswalk, you guys are constantly saying, thank you. Have a good day. You guys are just so sweet and polite. So try really hard to be sweet and polite at home too. I know this is hard. I know we wish we were all at school, and don't worry, we're gonna all be back at school. We just have to give this time some time. So Chargers, I miss you. I can't wait to see you again in your blue. I hope you're all enjoying not wearing blue. You better be wearing blue. Until we're back again, we are Pinoak. Charge on. Bye, guys.